You search for how to use Google Docs, Beginner's Guide, and you landed on the right screen. The document in front of you is a finished Google Doc called Quarterly Project Update, and that's what you'll be able to build from a blank page when you're done. It has a clear title, section headings, a bulleted action list, an image, a hyperlink, and a comment sitting in the right margin. We're going to follow the exact steps that got this document from empty page to finished file. Before we build it, look at the left side of the screen. There's a document outline showing project summary, budget, travel details, and next steps. That outline didn't appear by accident. It was created by applying Google Docs heading styles, not by manually formatting text. Over on the right, there's a comment pinned to the budget figure. In the top right corner, the Share button is blue. I'll click it for a second. The dialog shows this document is shared with one person for review. I'll close that dialog. The final piece is the export step, because this document can leave Google Docs as a PDF or a Word file without losing the structure. The reason we start with naming and headings is that everything else builds on them. If the document has no real name, Google Drive search can't find it later. If the headings are just bold text, the outline stays empty and a table of contents won't work. So we'll create a blank doc, name it, structure the text, format the body, insert links and images, switch to suggesting mode for a collaborator's changes, share it with the right permission, and then export it. I'm going to close this finished document now and open the Google Docs homepage so we can start from the same place. Open your browser, click into the address bar, type docs.google.com and press enter. The Google Docs homepage loads. You'll see a row of template thumbnails across the top and a blank white page option. There's a faster way to start a new document from anywhere. Click into the address bar again, type doc.new and press enter. A new tab opens directly into a blank Google Doc. The first thing you see in the top left corner is the words Untitled Document. Click directly on those words. They turn into a selected text field. Type Quarterly Project Update and press enter. The title changes immediately in the top left corner. Now look just to the right of that title. There's a small cloud icon with the words Save to Drive. You didn't click a save button and you won't ever need to. Google Docs saves every keystroke to your Google Drive automatically. Don't leave the title as Untitled Document. That's the mistake I see most often, because people start typing content and forget the document name, and then a month later they're searching Drive for a file called Untitled Document. A descriptive title is the first thing that makes the file findable. Quarterly Project Update tells you exactly what's inside. If you need to file it in a project folder, click the little folder icon next to the cloud icon, navigate to the folder and click Move Here. I'll keep this one in my drive for now so it's visible in the home screen. Click into the blank page and type Project Summary. In Google Docs, that text is currently normal text. To turn it into a heading, select the words Project Summary, then go to the toolbar above the page. There's a drop-down that says Normal Text. Click it. A menu drops down with Title, Subtitle, Heading 1, Heading 2, Heading 3, and Normal Text. Choose Heading 1. The text gets bigger, changes to the heading default color, and the line spacing around it changes. Now click View in the top menu and choose Show Document Outline. A panel opens on the left. If you already have it open, it stays open. Project Summary appears inside that outline because the heading style is what feeds it. Press Enter after Project Summary, type Budget, and apply Heading 1 the same way. Press Enter again, type Travel Details, and this time open the Normal Text dropdown and choose Heading 2. The outline updates. Travel Details is indented under Budget, which tells anyone looking at the outline that Travel Details is a subsection of Budget. This is the exact reason you use real heading styles instead of just making the text bold and larger. Bold text looks like a heading, but it does nothing to the outline, and it breaks a table of contents later. Now click below Travel Details. Type Hotel, press Enter, type Flights, press Enter, type Meals, highlight all three lines, then click the bulleted list icon in the toolbar. It's the icon with three small dots and lines next to them. The three lines become a bulleted list. If you wanted a step-by-step sequence, you'd use the numbered list icon right next to it, because numbered lists renumber automatically when you insert a new line in the middle. For this list, bullets are correct, because these items have no required order. I use Heading 1 for the main sections of a document, Heading 2 for the parts inside those sections, and normal text for the actual paragraphs and lists. That keeps the left outline useful instead of cluttered. Place your cursor below Project Summary and type, "This update covers the project status through the end of the month." Highlight that entire sentence. Now look at the toolbar. The font name is showing Arial, and the size drop-down is showing 11. Click the font name, and you'll see a list of fonts. I keep Arial for business documents because it is clean and it doesn't surprise you when the document exports to Word. For a long report, Georgia is a better body font because serif fonts are easier to read in print. For now, leave it on Arial. Click the font size drop-down, which shows 11. A menu opens with sizes from 6 to 96. Choose 12 for body text. It's a small change, but 11 starts to feel cramped on a high-resolution monitor, and 12 is the default size most corporate templates use. Now with the sentence still selected, click the B icon in the toolbar to bold it, then click the I icon to italicize it. I wouldn't keep both on the same sentence, so click the I icon again to remove italics. The bold stays. The faster way to do that is with the keyboard. Select the text and press Ctrl B on Windows or Command B on a Mac. You'll see the B button in the toolbar light up. Same for Ctrl I and Ctrl U. The text color icon is the letter A with a color bar underneath it. Click it. A palette of colors opens. Click the dark gray that sits just to the left of black. Pure black reads harsh on a screen, and dark gray softens the page without making the text look faded. If you ever want to remove manual formatting, highlight the text, go to Format in the top menu, and choose Clear Formatting. That resets everything back to normal text. One warning here, if you change fonts to something unusual like a custom Google font, the document will still work inside Google Docs, but the exported Word file may not have that font installed on somebody else's computer. Stick to common fonts like Arial, Georgia, or Times New Roman for anything that will leave Google Docs. Move below the status line and type, "The full travel policy is on the travel policy page." Highlight the words travel policy. Now press Ctrl K on Windows or Command K on a Mac. A small dialog opens with a field for the link. Paste the travel policy address from your company intranet into that field. I've got that address on the clipboard, so I'll paste it now. Before you click Apply, look at the text below the field. There's a small checkbox to open the link in a new tab. I checked that box for external links because it keeps the Google Doc open while the person looks at the linked page. Click Apply. The highlighted text turns blue and underlined, and clicking it now opens that link. If you need to change or remove it, highlight the link text again and press Ctrl K. The same dialog opens. You can edit the link or click the X to remove it. Don't type a raw web address as plain text and leave it in the document. Google Docs may offer to link it, but it looks messy, especially in a client-facing document. Now click Insert in the top menu bar. A drop-down opens. Choose Image. A side menu appears with Upload from Computer, Search the Web, Drive, Photos, and a few other options. Choose Search the Web. A search panel opens on the right side of the screen. Click into the search field and type Project Timeline Graphic. Press Enter. Thumbnails appear in the panel. Scroll through until you find a clean timeline image, click it once, and then click Insert at the bottom of the panel. The image drops into the document at your cursor. The image is now selected, and it has small blue squares on the corners and sides. Drag a corner inward to make it smaller, then release. Don't drag a side handle because that distorts the proportions. Just below the image, a toolbar appears with Inline, Wrap Text, and Break Text. Click Wrap Text. The body text flows around the image instead of leaving a large blank area above and below it. If this document is going outside your company, check the license on any image you get from Search the Web. That tool pulls from the open web, not from a free stock library. So for public documents, I use an image I have rights to. Find the sentence that says, "This update covers the project status through the end of the month." Highlight it. Now move your cursor to the right margin, just past the highlighted text. A small speech bubble icon appears there. Click it. A comment box opens in the margin. Type, "Can we confirm this status before Monday?" Then click the blue comment button. Your comment appears in the margin with your name and the time. If someone else is in the document, they can click the comment and type a reply. Comments are better than typing questions directly into the text because they don't change the content and they can be resolved and hidden once the question is answered. Now look at the top right of the toolbar. There's a pencil icon. It says Editing Mode. Click it. A menu opens with Editing, Suggesting, and Viewing. Choose Suggesting Mode. The button now says Suggesting, and Google Docs tells you that you're in Suggesting mode. Now click inside the status sentence, delete the words "end of the month," and type the 15th. Instead of silently replacing the words, Google Docs strikes through the original text and shows your new text in green. A suggestion card appears in the right margin with a check mark and an X. That check mark is the Accept button, and the X rejects the suggestion. I'll click the check mark now so the change becomes permanent. The green text turns into normal text, and the suggestion card disappears from the margin. Suggesting mode is the only way I let someone else edit a document I own, because I can see every change before it gets applied. The trap is leaving the document in suggesting mode by accident. When you go back to your own editing, every future keystroke becomes a suggestion, and you end up accepting your own edits. Click the pencil icon again and switch back to editing mode before you continue. Click the blue Share button in the top right corner. The Share with People and Groups dialog opens. In the Add People and Groups field, type a person's email address. I'll type jordan@company.com. Google Docs shows a matching name if the address is in your contacts. Click the name. To the right of the name, a permission dropdown appears, and it often defaults to Editor. Click that dropdown. You have three choices. Viewer means they can read but not change anything. Commenter means they can read and leave comments, but they can't edit the actual text. Editor means they can change the document directly. I'll choose Editor for Jordan because Jordan is going to update the budget section in suggesting mode. For most review requests, I set people to commenter. It's the sweet spot. They can point out issues, but they can't accidentally delete a paragraph. Below the People field, there's a section called General Access. If it says Restricted, only the people you've added can open the document. That's the safer default, and I keep it restricted for any document with internal numbers. If you need to send it more broadly, click Change under General Access, choose anyone with the link, and set the permission dropdown to Viewer, Commenter, or Editor. Now click Send. The dialog closes and the invitation is sent. Before you export, make sure any outstanding suggestions are accepted or rejected. I already accepted the one suggestion earlier, so the document is clean. Now click File in the top menu. A long drop-down opens. Move down to Download. A side menu appears. Choose PDF document, the one that ends in .pdf. Your browser downloads the file. A small download bar appears at the bottom of the screen. Click the downloaded file to open it. The document opens in a PDF viewer. The layout is fixed. No one can edit the text, and the fonts, spacing, and images will look the same on every computer. That's the version I send to clients when the document is final. Go back to the Google Doc tab, click File again, choose Download, and this time choose Microsoft Word, the one that ends in .docx. The Word file downloads. Open it now. The headings and lists are still there, and the document opens in Microsoft Word or any compatible editor. Use Word format when someone outside your company doesn't use Google Docs and needs to keep editing. The PDF is for final delivery, the Word file is for continued editing. If there were still open suggestions when you export to Word, Word may handle them differently, so accept or reject them before the download. Now that the document exists and is shared, the most common next question is how to recover an earlier version if someone makes a bad edit. Click File, hover over Version History, and choose See Version History. A panel opens on the right. Google Docs has been saving versions automatically as you worked. Click any timestamp in the panel, and the document shows that earlier version. To go back to it, click the three dots next to that timestamp and choose Restore this version. I also use File, Version History, name current version for major drafts, like calling it Final before sharing, so I can find the right version later without guessing. The next thing worth doing is making the document available offline. Click File, then choose Make Available Offline. A check mark appears next to it. That saves a copy on this computer so you can open and edit the document when you don't have internet. The changes sync back to Google Drive when you reconnect. This is worth setting before you travel. Another follow-up is changing the page setup. Click File, then choose Page Setup. A dialog opens. The default page size is usually letter, with 1-inch margins. If you're in a country that uses A4, click the page size drop-down and choose A4. I leave the margins at 1 inch, but if you want more text on the page, set them to 0.75. That's small enough to give more room without making the document look cramped. And because we use real headings, you can add a clickable table of contents in seconds. Place your cursor where you want it, click Insert, then choose Table of Contents. Pick the linked version because it lets someone click a section in the contents and jump straight to that part of the document. The headings we created earlier become the entries automatically. If you add a new heading one later, click inside the table of contents, then click the refresh arrow to update it. You can now open a blank Google Doc, name it properly, structure it with headings and lists, format the text, insert links and images, leave comments, use suggesting mode, share it with the right permission, and export it as a PDF or Word file. If you do one next thing inside the same tool, create a table of contents and name your major versions before you send the document to anyone else. That's the habit that saves you later. If this script helped, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying this was helpful. Comments are what push this to other people looking for the same thing.